Hello, my name is Brandon Chavez. I am in a CS111 course. We are learning Visual Basic in this course, and I will teach you to make a program that will calculate the area of a triangle. And what we need is, assuming that your form is set up correctly, you will need two text boxes, one with enter base and the other one with enter height, a button to calculate, and a label to output your results. So assuming that you have it in the correct Hungarian notation, you will have, for the enter base, you should have txt base, like so. And then for enter height, you should have, for the label, or the text box, it should be txt height. And then for the button, it should be bt and calculate. And then we go down to the label, it should be lbl area. So if you double click on the calculate button, it'll take us into the code area. And what we want to do is to dimensionalize the units that we're given and then our area. So Control Z. So have them written out here. So our declarations would be dim base as integer, and then we want to dim the height as an integer. The area has to be dimensionalized as a double because the product of the formula for the area of a triangle is written here. It's 1/2 base times height, and sometimes the product, the base and the height, can produce an odd number. So when we divide an odd number by 2, we'll get a decimal of 0.5 of whatever that product is. So we have to dim the area as a double. So going on, we have to get the user input, which is the height and the base. So what we do is we take the height, and that's equal to convert.toInt32 txt height.text. And what that means is that we're taking the value that's in the text box and we're giving it a place or a value in our code. We're saying that the height is equivalent to the value that the user has inputted. And you do the same thing with the base. It's the same process. It's just you replace height with base, and you get base is equal to convert.toInt32 txt base.text. Okay, now moving on to the easier part, we want to figure out the area of the of a triangle. So what we have is 1/2 base times height. So we have to put this in our code. So we say that the area of a triangle, which is written here, and we want to put parentheses, and instead of using 1/2, we'll use 0.5, and then we'll have times base times height. So the base and the height in this part will be the user input for the base and the height on the form. So now we want to go ahead and get the output for this, so it'll show up on the form when you execute the program. So for our output, we're going to have lbl area.text is equal to convert.toString of area. Now what this means is that the area will show up in the label, the output label. So what we have for the formula here, area is equal to 0.5 times base times height. That function, or the value for that function, will show up in the label, in the output label. So why don't we go ahead and run our program. So you go up to start. So here's our form. So if we enter a value for base, let's say 4, and let's enter 3 for the height, and then we hit calculate, and we'll get a value of 6. Now let's try and get a value that'll give us a decimal. So let's say 7, and then let's say 7 for height, and then we'll do 3 for a base. Rather large triangle. So if we calculate, we get 10.5, and this should happen since 3 times 7 is 21, and you divide that by 2 is 10.5, and this is because we dimensionalize our area as a double. So that's how you make a code and a form to calculate the area of a triangle. Thank you.